I was looking out of my window into the dark. It was a stormy night here in Atlanta. It's typical for this time of year, though. But as I said, I'm sitting here looking out into the woods. On the TV downstairs, I vaguely heard what sounded like there's a mass murderer roaming around in my small town. The total number of deaths in the past 2 days totaled up to 26. There isn't that many people in this town, so it's kind of surprising, considering we stay out of each other's hair all the time. Each of these poor victims has a list of things in common. On the wall in their blood is written, "Go to sleep." They all have been gutted with their insides flung either around the room or over their shoulders. But the last thing I believe we all were expecting to see was the victims all have permanent smiles carved in their faces. Some people are saying that the murderer's name is Jeff the Killer. He's rumored to be wearing a white hoodie, black dress pants, and black combat boots. If you think you see this figure, please call the police immediately. That's all for now. Good night, and lock your windows and doors. As I hear all of this, I'm looking out of the window and think to myself that this is no new criminal. He has to have had experience. Or he has a partner. After debating about it for a long while, I decided to take a shower before going to bed. When I get out of the shower, I slip on some black lace underwear and a matching bra. After that, I slip on my famous old Bruno Mars tee. I look out of the window one last time and see a white hooded figure. I hear footsteps up the stairs and my mom enters the room. "Rose, are you okay up here?" she asks. "Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. Just going to bed." "All right, good night, sweetie. Lock your window tonight, 'kay?" "Yes, Mom. Good night." Those being my final words, I finally fall back asleep, with a lot on my mind. So here I am, out walking tonight. My mom was very resistant in letting me leave, afraid that her baby would be killed by the criminal running about. You see, my mom's a cop, so it makes sense that she's worried. You may be wondering about my dad, right? Well, short and sweet, he was killed in a hit and run. The drunk driver was never found or arrested, though. So, anyway, I'm at this park my dad used to take me to all the time. When I was 6, he'd bring me here when he got home from work. I'm now currently 17. It's been 11 years since I lost him. Mom and I have moved on, and she has found a new boyfriend named Gabe. He seems pretty nice, although I've never officially met him. The reason I'm at this park is to think back to all the good memories we made here. As I stand up to leave, I hear a twig snap. I immediately shout, "Who's there?" All I get back for a response is a few deep chuckles. I continue to walk until I hear, "Rose, my sweet, sweet Rose." I stop dead in my tracks and look around. "Rosie, my little Rosie." I hear that same sinister voice again, but this time it sounds like it's in my ear. I quickly turn around and see a face I wish I never have to see again. This person has the face of the devil himself. His eyes, so black they look into your soul. Hair, dark as night, looking singed and rough, just about reaching his shoulders. But what stood out to me the most was his smile. It looked as if it was carved into his mouth by a large, jagged kitchen knife. It also looks like it's been there for a few years. This man, or thing, looked to be about the same age as me, 17 to 18. "Rosie, my sweet, sweet Rosie." Is it weird to think that this guy's voice is deep, dark, and silky all at the same time? "How do you know my name?" is all I barely manage out. "Rosie, wanna see my knife?" he asks me randomly. "No, who are you?" The only response I keep seeming to get from him is either chuckles or him saying my name. "Go to sleep, Rosie." That's when my vision starts to become blurry. The last thing I see is that monster's face, and the last thing I hear is, "By the way, I'm Jeff the Killer." I wake up in the morning to find myself in my room, in my PJs. The first thing that crosses my mind is what happened. All I remember is going for a walk to the old park and hearing someone calling my name. I'm wondering how I got home last night if that man made me black out. My mom wouldn't come and look for me since she didn't know where I went at all. The man that I talked to and met yesterday was different. For some reason, I find myself wondering what made him look like the way he is. Mom is usually gone by now for work, but when I went downstairs, I found a note saying that she's on a date with Gabe and that she may not be home until late tonight. I run upstairs to get dressed. I decided to wear a pair of red and black splashed short jeans with my blood on the dance floor tee. I also decided to do my hair in a waterfall braid. My makeup consisted of eyeliner and mascara. I go downstairs to eat breakfast and see my mom made my favorite, red velvet pancakes with Cool Whip, chocolate chips, strawberries, and chocolate syrup. She hardly makes it. After I finish eating, I go to the living room and turn on the TV. I decided to watch the news, even though I probably shouldn't have. As I listen to the news, I hear that 5 families are murdered. Geez, I feel bad for all the remaining relatives. What, do you not like my work? I hear his voice again and quickly turn around. I came face to face with the killer himself. How did you get into my house, and why are you here? Is all I ask hesitantly. My sweet, sweet Rose. Do you not like to see me? Isn't my face beautiful? I don't know where this hidden burst of courage came from, but I say, no, your face is absolutely disgusting. After a complete minute of silence, I watch as Jeff's face turns ragged. I can tell by the look on Jeff's face he did not like that answer. Go to sleep, Rose. With that, he lunges at me. Shit is all I can say as I barely dodged his attack. He ends up chasing me all the way to the kitchen, where I grab one of my mom's kitchen knives. I hold the knife out in front of me to stop him. Get back, Jeff. I don't know what you want with me, but I don't want you here. I hiss at him. Jeff just chuckles. What are you going to do to me with that? Rose? Do you even know how to use it to your advantage? Let me guess. Oh, I know now. You're just trying to act tough. Well, guess what, sweets? It's not gonna work. And within the blink of an eye, he's pinning me to the wall with my body. I take note that his skin feels leathery, like it was burned. What are you doing? Please let me go. You think you can just get out that easy, dear? He flips me around to face him as I'm still pinned to the wall. This is what you get for threatening me, doll face. Don't call me that, I hiss at this monster. I think it'll take my time to kill you. You're feisty, and I like that. Until then, Jeff starts to pull my shirt down in the front to show my collarbone as I thrash around. If I were you, baby doll, I'd stop moving or it's gonna hurt much worse. I let out a small whimper as he puts the tip of his knife onto my bone. I watch and whimper in pain as Jeff carves a J into my collarbone. A tear slips down my face as he finishes. He starts to work on another E, but a car door shutting stops him. He looks to the door quickly, then sparks. One last thing, babe. Don't tell anyone about me. He pauses in effect to make me nervous, or else your mother will be involved. Yes, Jeff, is all I whisper. I hear the front door open and notice Jeff is already gone. I quickly go upstairs and patch my fresh new wound. I hear my mom shout, Sweetie, come downstairs. I have some news, and I have someone I want you to meet. All right, Mom, I'm coming. Time to go meet Gabe and hear the news. I walk downstairs and see my mom talking with some man. He has light brown short hair, blue eyes, and muscular, but not too much. He has a dark skin tone, completely different to me. I have dark red hair, sort of like blood. My eyes are a deep dark green. I have porcelain skin and full but not too full lips. I'm also thin, but not too thin. I have some curves. Now, most people would call me beautiful, but I think otherwise. I'm knocked out of my train of thought when I hear Gabe say, this must be your lovely Rose. As he says this, he grabs my hand gently and kisses the back of it. I'm not going to admit this, but that was gross, creepy, and made me want to throw up. A lot. And you must be Gabe. I've heard a lot about you from my mother, I say with a soft fake smile. Gabe just smiles in return. I turn to my mom and ask, So, Mom, what was the important news? She looks over at me with a bit of excitement. Well, sweetie, Gabe and I are getting married in 4 months. I look at my mom and try to process what she's saying. So, you're worried that I wouldn't approve of that. Mom, that's great news, I say while plastering on a fake smile. I'm glad you approve, Rose. We were thinking of making you a bridesmaid and the maid of honor. I'd be honored, Mother. This I say with a true smile. I start to walk upstairs again, thinking to myself, is this really the right time for her to marry? Even if it's not, I guess I'll support her still. She said that she wanted me to be a bridesmaid and the maid of honor. I will if it makes her happy, but I guess it depends when Jeff decides to kill me. It's only 2 in the afternoon, so I decided to take a nap for a while. As I lay down to sleep, I hope that during the night I'm not visited by Jeff, but knowing him, he'll probably show up. I love you, Daddy, I say right before I fall asleep. I wake up from my nap only to realize that it's currently 3:28 in the morning, exactly, and that my window is open. I just sigh knowing that Jeff's in my room. Jeff, I know that you're in here, so you can come out now, I say while sitting up. Jeff finally comes out of the corner and stares at me. What the hell are you staring at? I ask, all annoyed. He just chuckles in reply and says, Well, hello, Sleeping Beauty. It's nice to see you. I fall back on the pillow and cover my face with it. Ugh, Jeff, I'm trying to sleep. Go away. I was just wondering if I could stay here tonight and maybe take a shower, he asks hesitantly. I don't feel like fighting with him, so I agree. Fine, you can stay 1 night. You're lucky because my mom's at work for the night and morning. Thanks, Rose. By any chance, do you have some clothes I can borrow for the night? I sigh and turn my light on and start looking him over. I sigh again when I see that his hoodie is covered in fresh blood. I'll go and look to see if we have any. Stay here. No problem with that one. As I'm looking around for some of my dad's old clothes, I realize he's being very obedient. I go back to my room with a white tee and black PJ pants and black boxers for Jeff to sleep in. I put the clothes in the bathroom sink, right when the shower turns off. I reach my hand in the shower and hand him a towel. He opens the curtain as I turn around. Wow, is all that I can think. Who would have guessed that he would actually be fit? He's also like Gabe, not too muscular but perfect. I see something red on his side and notice that he's bleeding. I gasp and look at Jeff and say, "Jeff, you're bleeding." All he does is shrug his shoulders. Sighing, I say, "Get dressed, but leave the shirt off so I can clean up your wound." And I walk out of the bathroom. When I get to my room, I hear him yell, "I knew you wanted me, Rose." I just roll my eyes and wait patiently with the first aid kit. I mumble, "I've sighed a lot today." Jeff finally walks out of the bathroom in the clothes without a shirt. I grab his hand and pull him downstairs and make him sit on the kitchen counter. He watches me intently as I pull out a bottle of rubbing alcohol and some cotton balls. "What are you doing with that?" Jeff asks, voice shaking as I get closer. "Well, Jeff, I'm getting ready to take care of your wound, or would you rather it get infected?" He just grumbles a few incoherent words. I put a little bit of alcohol on a cotton ball and tell Jeff, "If it starts to sting, let me know." He simply nods his head. I slowly start dabbing the cotton ball on the wound until I hear him hiss in pain. I start to blow on the wound while dabbing it. Once I get it cleaned, I start to stitch it up. Every time that Jeff hisses in pain, I say sorry. Finally, after cleaning and stitching it, I wrap it all up with gauze. "Tomorrow morning, Jeff, I'm going to need to clean it again and rewrap it, okay?" I ask while putting the medical kit away. "Alright, thanks for patching me up, even though you could have been softer." I could tell that he didn't want me to hear that, so I don't say anything. He climbs into my bed along with me. I yawn and look over at him, only to notice that he's already fast asleep. It's kind of hard to tell since he doesn't have eyelids, but his eyes are glazed over, so that shows me he's asleep. I giggle quietly. "Good night, Jeff," I whisper and slowly fall asleep. It was the following morning since Jeff showed up last night. I know that he's in bed right next to me, but I'm not that scared. I decided to get up to take a shower, but something is holding me down. I looked to see what it was. Turns out, Jeff cuddled me in his sleep. To actually think about it, it's kind of disturbing. Anyway, I keep trying to get up, but he won't let me. "Ugh, Jeff, let me up." I get no response, but his grip gets tighter. "Jeff, please, I want to take a shower." Somehow, that worked and he let me go. I hop in the shower and do my business. I get out and slip on my icy blue lace underwear and matching bra. I realize I left all my other clothes in the room. Great, just great. My voice coated in fresh sarcasm. I walk into the room and see Jeff still sleeping. So I walk over to my drawer and slip on some leggings and a pair of whitewashed blue jean shot shorts. For my shirt, I put on a plain black crop top to show off my belly button piercing. I change the piercing to a little blue bunny eating a carrot. Well, that was a good wake-up call. I nearly jump out of my clothes when I hear Jeff's voice. I look over at him and glare. "You couldn't have told me you woke up?" "If I did, I wouldn't have been able to get a good view." God, he makes it sound like we're dating. Of course that never happened, I think to myself. By the way, Rose, who's Travis? Did I forget to mention that I have a boyfriend named Travis? Well, yeah, I do. Well, Jeff, Travis is my boyfriend. Why, did he text me? Well, actually, he texted saying that he's going to be here in 10 minutes. Well, now 5 minutes. What? Jeff, you need to go now. I frantically pull Jeff off of my bed and towards the window. Ugh, fine, but what about my clothes? I start thinking when I finally say, "Come back tonight. They'll be washed. Just keep those for now. Don't make that shirt bloody either." Fine, can't wait. See you tonight, baby doll. With that, he's gone. I sigh in relief and head downstairs when I hear the doorbell ring. "I'm coming," I yell as I go downstairs. Once I open the door, I'm greeted by Travis. "Hey, babe," I say. "Rose, I don't know how to say this, but we need to break up. I'm sorry." For some reason, I find myself completely fine with that. "I understand, Travis. Don't worry." "Alright, well, I gotta go. See you later, Rose." "You too, Trav." I can't really think of a reason to be upset, though. I just hope that Jeff doesn't do anything stupid, especially in my dad's clothes. It's later on in the day. I've washed all of Jeff's clothes, and they're hidden in my room. Mom recently got back from work, and she's having Gabe spend the night. I guess I don't have many problems with that, just as long as they keep the noise level to a minimum. It's like 2 in the morning and I can't sleep. I keep thinking about last night when Jeff showed up and I randomly helped him with his wound, let him sleep in my bed, and fuck, I let him borrow my dad's clothes. I'm kinda glad he didn't ask whose they were, though. Anyways, I'm getting kinda thirsty, so I go downstairs to get a drink when I'm met with the most disgusting thing in my entire life. On the kitchen counter, Gabe and my mom were having sex. I ran upstairs. As soon as I get to my room, I start going, ew, 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 ew. I haven't even noticed that Jeff's now in my room. "What's wrong, baby doll?" I hear Jeff ask. I look over at him, realizing that he's in my room. "Well, Jeff, try witnessing two adults fucking on a kitchen counter." I guess he finds that funny because he falls off my bed, laughing his pale ass off. "Jeff, it's not funny." "Oh, but Rose, it's hilarious." I officially can't stand him. When I look at the clothes I let him borrow, I notice that there's bloodstains on them. My eyes start to get a little watery since they were my dad's new clothes. I guess Jeff realized why my eyes were watering, because he stopped laughing. What's wrong?" "Jeff, didn't I tell you not to get blood on those clothes?" "Whoops, sorry, can't always control the thirst." I just shake my head and climb in bed with Jeff following after me. "Don't you have your own place to go?" is all I ask him. Not really in the mood to put up with his bullshit. "I do, but I'm too lazy. By the way, where are my clothes?" "They're over in my first dresser drawer. I forgot that that's where I store my bras and underwears." I look over at Jeff as he opens the drawer and he smirks. "I never knew you wore thongs, Rose." As he says this, he lifts out one out of my drawers. It's my favorite one. It's crimson and lace with a black lace rose on the waistline. "Oh, I see you also have a matching bra. Let me see your boob size. Is a 38C. Good size." "Ugh, Jeff, you're such a pervert." He just laughs it off and gets his clothes and puts them on my desk. He climbs back into my bed and says, "Night, Rosie." "Good night, Jeff," I whisper back before I slip into unconsciousness.